So this is a newer project. She arrived today. It's a 78 HZ Ute. It's not too bad. The bonnet actually looks, I can't believe how well the bonnet opens and shuts. It's like new. And it's bloody flat. Really flat. Normally they've got dings and dents in them, especially where people shut them here. Looks like it had an emblem on it from the factory. Which would be nice to chase one of those up if it did. A little bit of a ding here. It's got a bit more rust than I than I expected, but not really. I thought for the price I paid for it, it's pretty good. Bit of body filler here, which is too much. As you can see, it's bulging out. It should be sitting in there, sinking in there. These don't look too bad. Needs a new screen. The seats are pretty good. I just started cleaning one up, and you can see here cleaned up all right. I've got the bizzle onto that, and I'll clean it all up. I think they're Sandman seats. It's got Sandman door trims. This has had a bit of a ding in it. It's not too bad. It's not all rusted out, so I'll get the heater going onto that and pull it all out. And the floor doesn't look like it's had any work done to it. Like there's no dents in it. There's a few little dents in here, but the floor itself, it's had nothing heavy thrown in it whatsoever. A few bits of rust here and there. Let's cut those out and fix it up. That's no big deal. Down the corner. But this side here is the worst. It's obviously had a leak in the roof at some stage, which I can see it's been repaired there, because it's got in through here. And it's rusted out down through here. It's all sort of common stuff, nothing too hard. Floor's got a couple of little holes in it. But for the price, I'm pretty chuffed, considering what I was looking at it up here in Brisbane and the prices they wanted. Were nearly 3 times the price of this one for cars in pieces. So, set of hot wires on it, not too bad. This guard doesn't look too bad. Looks like it's just a matter of cleaning and stripping. Doesn't look like any massive dents in it. Until we strip it back and just find all the bog, but at the moment I'm pretty happy with it. This is a little 253, which is running pretty hairy. Might need a bit of work doing to it. Set that with this temporary fuel tank. The guy I got off had done that, so just so I can move it and without stuff and shoot out of the tank. He doesn't know what the tank's like. But it starts and runs, that's the main thing. Anywho, that's it. New project. So today's the first day I'm really going to look at the ute. The only thing I've done is taken these stripes off, that's about it. That strips off. And I haven't checked to see if the engine is a matching number. It matches the rest of the car. The chap I bought off thought it was, but he wasn't sure, he never really looked. That will sort of determine whether I paint it blue or paint it a colour of my choice, which will probably be white. So today I'm going to check the numbers, and the other thing I haven't done is a compression test just to see where the engine's at. Like, it starts first kick, it doesn't blow any smoke, has a bit of a tick. But the idea of this car, and one of the reasons I purchased it, was to try and build this car as cheap as possible. Like, I would like to not spend any more than $15,000. That's including the purchase of the car. So I purchased this car for $5,500 from a chap down in Bathurst, and it cost me $1,000 to get it delivered up here to Brisbane. It needs, like, I bought it sight unseen, and it had rust, and he explained all the rust. And there's probably a little bit more than I expected, but not too bad. So going on the plates, it was a 4-speed manual. It's had an automatic put into it. If the number's matching, I'm really tempted to put it back to a 4-speed. I don't know, or even just buy a 4-speed. It's only an M20, so it's not a super strong one. But yeah, go from there.
So it starts first kick. So that's not too bad. Bit of a miss to it. Needs new leads, new plugs, and a tune up. It's probably sucking air and got oil coming, fuel coming out of the carby. Got a hell of a tick, so maybe a new cam, lifters, whatever. So other than that, it seems to be ticking alright. This is video 1 on the new project, the new build, and what I'm actually up to. What I'm going to try and do is try and build a car on a very tight budget, including the purchase of the car. I'm hoping 12 to 13,000 all up spent. If it sneaks over a bit, because I'm not going to cut on anything to do with safety, brakes, and all that sort of stuff, or reliability. So I'm not going to be cutting on that. But just trying to get everything done so it looks nice, and yeah, we'll go from there. It's just time really you got to put into it to get it looking really good. Where are we at? Where we want to achieve? I want to try and achieve something like this, and so I've already purchased the wheels, purchased the car, paid $5,500 for the car, and another $1,000 to get it up here. This is a mock-up I've done in Corel Draw. I purchased those wheels. They're only 7 inches wide. They're the last ones I could get. They're 7 by 7s, so probably not going to have massive big tyres on them. I'm going to hopefully squeeze 2 4.5s, maybe 2 5.5s on the back and 2 3.5s on the front. I'm going to drop it on its guts, get rid of all the rust. There's quite a bit of rust in it, and so far I have spent, here we go, not quite 10.6, and we've got most of the things we need. So as I mentioned, I've bought wheels. There's the cam there. I've got new lifters, got new blinkers. I bought a console. I'll give that a rough coat of paint. That'll need to be better. I bought some material. Got new door trims happening to match Sandman style, but using this material. I had Tirana seats in it. I've since sold those and purchased some HQ seats. I bought some trims. As you can see here, here's the trims. They weren't the colour I wanted, but I looked at the trims. They were $1,200. These were advertised for $8. He offered them to me for $350. I purchased them. I thought I can live with that colour. I've bought carpets. Every time I buy something on eBay, I keep an eye on their specials tags and put the code in. Save anywhere up to 25%, sometimes even more, sometimes less, but every little bit helps. So trying to be a real tight ass, and I've actually called it the tight ass build. Well, but yeah, we'll go from there. We'll go out and have a look at the car and see what we've done on the car. So this is about where I'm at. The first week I bought the car, I got the car home. I stripped off the bonnet, stripped off the doors, took the doors off, soaked the floor in KBS, and I've got to give it another go and over. I'm going to hit it with a clean and strip pad. Get it all nice and shiny, repair the floor. I need to repair all these bits of rust down here. Strip the roof, and that's about where we're at. Changed one wheel. Bought another set of wheels because I want to sell these wheels because I want to pour that money back into the budget. I'm just going through a whole heap of other stuff that I got for HJs and HZs and HQs and stuff that I can sell, and pour it back into this car and try and keep the cost down. So that's about where we're at the moment. You know, I have bought stuff like, I don't know why I bought this. It was $10. I bought it. Went to a swap meet. I bought bottom half of the dash. I want to replace that steering wheel. I'm going to paint all this the same colour as the rest of the car, or the interior, which will be that beigey colour. And the car will be green, or I'm even thinking a red brick colour. I'm not too sure, with a stripe. Don't know if it'll be a stripe down the side, or if a stripe down, 2 stripes down the middle of the car, going right through the whole car, through the tray. I'll show you some samples. We're just mucking around, but that's about where we're at. So this is video number 1. As you can see, I've got everything stuck in here because I haven't done anything to it. I made a promise I'd paint houses and do gardens and everything before I bought another project. Well, that lasted 5 weeks, and then I bought this car. So, but I have been doing those projects, and that's why the ute has nothing done to it. I'm going to start doing a bit each morning and a little bit each night, try and get it all done now. I'd like to try and get it done. I was hoping to get it done by May, but I've just got too much on and a lot of family events and stuff like that. So I'll get it done by August. Give you a nice little birthday present for myself, and we'll go from there. So these are the seats I bought. They're in pretty good nick, but they're blue. I bought those new covers to go on them. So the seats that came with this were Teardown seats, and I actually like them. But I couldn't buy decent covers for them without spending an arm and a leg, and it just wasn't in my budget, as I mentioned, doing the tight ass build, and that's the way it's going to be. As long as it's got a nice interior, nice wheels, we can do away with the other things. So, but swapped them out, sold the Teardown seats for $380, bought these for $405, and bought all the new trim for $350. So we're well on the way to having a nice interior at a very low cost. Yeah, the reason the trim was so cheap was it was the universal beige, and I actually went to the suppliers and tried to match that beige, but I was unable to match it. I ended up getting some vinyl off the internet, and it was just done by eye. It looked like it was in the same tone, so yeah, it was not quite the same colour, but it should work okay. And then of course we have to put on the wheels just to line them up and see how they look. So you got to do all that sort of rubbish just to keep yourself happy. So I thought I would go out each night and do a bit and strip the car and get things happening, but apparently I've got a bit older than I used to be, so I'd done for 3 or 4 nights, and then after the 5th night came I thought I had enough, and then coming to the 2nd week, yeah, I wasn't thinking too much of it. But anyway, I will get back into it, so it's good weather for it. I'll just dose this up with a bit of rust blast. That should, tomorrow, maybe the next day, that'll just be back to nice shiny bare metal. It's obviously been left out in the open for a long while. Well, I kept applying that rust blast on that rust because it was pretty thick rust and pretty deep, and I put it on for 3 or 4 days, and kept it wet with a rag, and it came up really good. It took it all off completely. I thought I would have had to get a stripping wheel onto it, but no, it removed it after about 4 days, so it was good. And once the bonnet was done, it was then moving on to the roof. I wanted to strip all the roof off, so I noticed there was a bit of rust up under the guttering, and the gutters actually need to be replaced, so I might even end up taking the roof off, replace the gutters, do it properly, and not mess around with it. Done the doors, they need a lot of work to them, like under the bottom of the doors, they need quite a bit of rebuilding. And then after that I moved on, and I started doing some samples, and so these mock-ups were done in Corel Draw or Corel Paint, and you'll see quite a few of them. I've done them mainly to get a bit of a bite from a lot of my mates and that, and so I just stuck them up. The pink one is my sister's favourite colour, so she suggested I do it pink. It didn't look too bad actually, I didn't mind it. And then there's the last bit of the video there from tonight where I just got a bit excited and went out and took the bonnet off. One part I'm really enjoying about this car is, as I pull things apart, I actually get to put the bolts and the nuts all into bags and label the bags, where the Monaro was just everything was in a massive big bucket, and I had to sit down for days and days and sort through nuts and bolts, never having built a coupe or a HQ, to be honest with you. It was a massive job, but no, this is quite good. Pull it apart, put it in the bag, you know where everything is. Anyway, I'll catch you next time.